Hello everybody, Film Trigger here. My name is Stevie Cade, and today we're going to discuss the Snyder Cut. There's been, gosh, it's been 2 years since Justice League come out, and I was watching, I forget his name, John something Campea show the other day. He said something that really bugged me, and somebody mentioned something about the Snyder Cut, and he's like, well, let me tell you right off the bat, it doesn't exist. The Snyder Cut does not exist. And, well, first of all, we're past that. The Snyder Cut exists. Now, I understand what he's talking about, in a sense. He's saying it doesn't exist, it's not ready for release right now. There is some VFX and the Junkie XL score that still need to be done. So in that sense, he's right. But why was he just so nasty about it? He's so nasty. So anyway, whatever. I'm just gonna go through my thoughts and feelings from when I first started this channel. Was pretty much out of the ashes of Justice League and finding out about the Snyder Cut and watching my favorite YouTubers and release the Snyder Cut, and it led me to Chris Wong, which led me to Film Junkie, and then I just started getting immersed in these types of folks. I went on the Grace Randolph ride for a little while, which, either way, mad props, mad respect to everybody. This isn't easy, and I've been doing it for a year on and off, trying to find my niche. I stopped doing the videos for like 8 months, and I just started doing Instagram photos, which actually bumped up a lot of my likes and follows. But I want to get back to the videos, which I've been doing. I'm still trying to find exactly what my voice is, which is okay. It's okay. It's all part of the process. So the Snyder Cut. Let's rewind back to Man of Steel. When the first trailer of Man of Steel came out, I was so happy to see a different Man of Steel. I didn't really know much about Zack Snyder. I was, oh yeah, cool. It's directed by whoever. And then the movie came out, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I loved the gritty tone. I love the grounded base reality behind this invincible alien. How do you ground Superman? They did it. So, of course, then we hear about Batman versus Superman. And when I heard about that, I was so pumped for it. And then I saw it. When I saw that movie for the first time in theaters, it was like, I've always compared it to what people must have felt like when they watched Wizard of Oz for the first time, like back in 1939. First showing was Wizard of Oz, like this magical moment in cinema history. That's what I felt. I was a bit confused on certain parts, but the Ultimate Edition really answered all those questions that I had. Like, why would you leave that stuff out? Why would you leave that stuff out? And I could not believe the backlash from that movie. And it's all blogger backlash. It did almost $1 billion, 800 million, which I guess somehow is a failure in some way. I don't know. I don't know how it's a failure, but apparently it was. Warner Brothers listened to the bloggers and the people like, yeah, my Batman. Batman doesn't kill. Shut up. After the Nolan trilogy, everyone's like, oh yeah, Batman doesn't kill. That's his rule. No one paid attention to that shit back in the Tim Burton and Schumacher days. Nobody gave a flying fuck if Batman killed or not. Then Nolan came out with his, and everyone's like, oh, that's his rule, he doesn't kill. And then Snyder gives us a completely different Batman, a Batman we haven't seen yet. Batman that's old, grumpy, and just had enough shit. And he abandoned some of his integrity. He's human. He's allowed to do that. But people just couldn't handle it. They were freaking out. And I even told my son, I was like, it's going to be at least 3 movies before people understand what's going on in this movie. And that's what made me so excited about Justice League. I was like, oh my goodness, we're going to see how this all pans out. You know, I know Batman doesn't kill Lois, so why is he getting blamed for killing Lois? Oh, I couldn't wait to find that out. Well, then Justice League comes out. Shit. And, well, we kind of had a suspicion that something funny was going on. After the tragedy Snyder and his family went through, he had to step aside, and then Warner Brothers, man, sneaky little bastards, man. Why the cat's away, the mice will play, they say. And they weren't mice, they were rats. The rats at Warner Brothers, they played. And I'm not gonna lie, we went and saw Justice League, and I got sucked in. I'm easily amused. That's why you don't see many movie reviews on my channel, because I'm gonna probably think it's good for the most part. I'm like that, you know. I'm very easy to please. Hey, you know what? That's a fun family movie. But then I started thinking about it. I'm like, wait, what about this? Whoa. Let's rewind. This was not a sequel to BVS. And then I went and saw it again. And when I went and saw it the second time, that's when I got pissed. I'm like, wait, this movie would have been great by itself. And I use the word great loosely. Again, easily amused. But it would have been a decent standalone movie. And what I mean by that is, like, if we did not know anything about Man of Steel or Batman v Superman, they could have started that off with somebody, in a world where Superman dies at the hands of Doomsday, the Justice League has to unite and come together. You know, whatever. They could have just set it up with a quick narration, and then boom, here's the rest of this movie. And for the most part, it probably would have done a lot better than it did, given if there weren't any mustache mishaps. Probably would have been received very, very well. And my son and I were just like, what the fuck just happened? What happened? What's going on here? And then I started, you know, one day just searching on YouTube. I kind of started clicking on some videos, and I found Chris Wong. And then started learning about the Snyder Cut, hashtag release the Snyder Cut movement. Started realizing, wait, there could be a Snyder Cut? Was this not Snyder's cut? Oh, rewrites. Reshoots? Is that what the mustache thing was about? Oh, what the holy crap, you know, like, and then this pile of what the fuck started going on. And then I learned about the, you know, all the reshoots, but they didn't push up the date because they wanted to get their bonus checks, and then all the manipulation and even conspiracy theories that came afterwards, you know, Jeff Johns possibly, you know, sabotaging Snyder, you know, to make the cinematic universe more lighthearted and fun, so it doesn't, you know, trample through his dark streaming show like the Titans, which isn't all that great, by the way. Only good thing that came out of Titans was Doom Patrol, and Doom Patrol was awesome. I did a mid-season review on Doom Patrol, so please go check that out. And then SnyderCon came along and confirmed everything we knew already. Confirmed more than what we knew. I watched the whole thing live, and like everybody, I was really upset with the questions. Like, what just happened? Why is that guy asking about Spider-Man? 2 questions about Spider-Man. One chick brought up Justice League, and then turned it into a discussion about the David Ayer cut for Suicide Squad. Ugh. It was frustrating, and I was upset, and I was kind of drinking wine. I made a post on Twitter that ended up deleting, you know, just like, why would you do this? Oh my god, I'm a big baby. You know, I don't want to be that type of person, and sometimes I have a tendency to over-exaggerate, so I put myself in check on that one. Anyway, then Chris Wong really put me at ease when he put up his video about the whole discussion and how he realized that a lot of the people already had microphones in their hands. He thinks that they were already students and pre-selected, which makes sense at the school why they would do that. And then learning about, we got the total runtime of the movie. Zack Snyder says it does exist. Warner Brothers has got to put it out. Says about 10 versions probably exist. But again, no VFX, no Junkie XL score. But we are making an impact with the release of Snyder Cut movement. Warner Brothers has heard the voices. All the Snyder Con did was propel that movement. Say, you know what? This is about, hashtag release the Snyder Cut, but there's something more going on here. And since then, we've had multiple actors come out and say, well, I played Ares, and I went uncredited for my role. And then we have the guy who played Darkseid. He came out and said, yeah, I played Darkseid. What? And then all these actors are now coming out and saying, I played the coach in the scene with Cyborg, the football scene with Cyborg, or even the guy that played Steppenwolf said, this is not the movie I worked so hard on to make. And hopefully we can see that version someday. My biggest issue in this whole thing is trying to figure out what the fuck Warner Brothers is doing and why. You had a movie that almost made $1 billion and you considered it a failure by listening to all the people rant. You just listened to people rant. It wasn't a box office failure. I mean, seriously. I mean, here's Shazam going on right now. No disrespect to Shazam, but it's not going to make anywhere near that amount of money, but it's being considered a success because of the reaction to it. All right. And here we are 2 years later, and John Campea, he's like, it's 2 years, why are we still talking about Justice League? Well, because it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, including mine. We know there's a bigger vision here. I understand. They need to make sure they're going to get their money back. But trust me, people are spending more money for the Snyder Cut movement that we would rather be spending on the actual Snyder Cut. Honestly, the Snyder Cut, as great as it will be, will also be a double-edged sword. So be prepared for that. Because, think about it. The Snyder Cut is going to end on a cliffhanger where we're just going to be like, oh man, I want to release the Snyder Cut sequel. We're going to want another, now we're going to want to continue the story. Which brings me to Olivia. Obviously he was a big hand in Justice League, and he's been very vocal about, this is not what Snyder filmed. With his success of directing The Dark Knight Returns, why don't we just do 3 animated movies starting after BVS, and let's get those in an animated series format and have it stream on the DC universe. I see you on all your social networks. We're going to be we're a great company. We're really striving to work hard for you and bring you good quality. Prove it. Prove you care about your directors. Prove you care about your audience. Prove you care about your cast and your crew. Prove it. Release the Snyder Cut because it's right, because it's fair, and you guys did a wrong on all the people involved. So man up, and release the Snyder Cut. Preferably with an apology to everybody and an explanation of what the fuck is going on over there, because I can't figure it out with this whole Suicide sequel, not sequel, the fucking Wonder Woman sequel, not sequel bullshit. What are you guys doing over there? You're trying so hard to cover up your tracks. Like, you're You're confusing everybody. Stop. Release the Snyder Cut. Move on. Wine is good. Calms my nerves. With that being said, I would like to thank all the YouTubers out there, all the fans, all the people on Twitter, all the people on Instagram that support the Release the Snyder Cut movement. Thank you guys so much for letting me know there's a community of folks out there just like me that felt robbed. Know that there's an injustice that was done that needs to be fixed. You know, as I said, I'm just a fan, but I'll do my part to make sure that I get involved in what way I can. And this video is to let you guys know where I stand on everything. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you think in the comments, what your thoughts and feelings are on all of this. And while you're hanging out down there, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell dingy thingy so you can get notified anytime I upload a new video. Yeah, until then, stay trigger happy, my friends, and peace.